What's up, guys? Laker Boy Ace here, and basically, if you guys just saw the game, then you know exactly how I'm feeling. Los Angeles Lakers just lost by 40 points, 4-0. Granted, we have this young team that does not excuse us for losing by 40, but let's break into it. You know, I'm about to go full rant mode, and I hope you guys actually stick around and listen to what I gotta say. Cool. Okay guys, I figured the best way to start this video out is by discussing the expectations that the Lakers had coming into this game. Their last game was against the Portland Trail Blazers, where they lost by 20 points. Well, a little bit more than 20. But don't let that score fool you. Up until halftime, they were only down by 2, and they had this momentum, they had this grit with them. It looked like coming into the third quarter that they could take this game for the lead, but it turns out that that starting unit came out lethargic. They didn't show that effort that they wanted to win, and evidently they lost. So now let's transition to today against the Spurs. So when I looked at the schedule today and saw we were going up against the San Antonio Spurs, the second seed in the West, I paused. I thought for a second, you know what, we might not win this game. It might just be a huge blowout. But then there was an optimistic side of me thinking, oh no, they might come out with a sort of resurgence or motivation because of that last game in Portland. I mean, that game was theirs to win. Evidently, you see the score today, we lost by 40. That wasn't the case. And on top of that, they scored 72 points on us by halftime. That's a season high for them. Their last season high was 69 points by halftime. So that was really embarrassing. And mainly, a good stat is the Lakers are 4th in most points per games allowed. The Spurs are 2nd in least points per games allowed. So basically one of the worst defensive teams, the Lakers, going against one of the most elite teams in the league, the 2nd most elite team defensively, the Spurs. I mean, obviously a 40-point deficit is inevitable with that stat. But anyways, I really don't follow stats that much. I watch the game. I like the eye test more than the stats. But every now and then stats are good. It gives you reassurance, I like to say. So basically, let's break it down. Why did this happen? Well, in the first quarter, Spurs were just hot. Pau Gasol was hitting every shot. There was no match for him. He was basically a mismatch for us out there. As usual, Timofey Mozgov got in foul trouble, and Tony Parker was just scoring. Kawhi Leonard was just being Kawhi Leonard, man. I don't blame the Lakers for not being able to stop that guy. He's been on a tear lately. I mean, his ball control, his defense, his mid-range game, he can shoot from the 3. Kawhi Leonard's a monster. A lot of respect to him. He scored over 30 points in less than 30 minutes. So basically, their starting unit was hot, and our starting unit was not. I think total the starting unit scored like 40 points. I mean, it was terrible. Our starting unit couldn't get a shot off. The bench, I think, held it down for us today, as usual. I mean, we had the best bench in the NBA, thank God. If it wasn't for our bench, we'd be screwed. But anyways, up until halftime, basically, they tore us apart, and we didn't stand a chance. After halftime, I thought maybe we can win this. There was still a chance that we could. We weren't down by that much. But then in the third quarter, the starting unit came out with that same lethargic, non-effort giving vibe that they gave against the Portland Trail Blazers. You know what happened? You know what happened because of that lethargicness that the starting unit had? Luke Walton pulled each and every one of those players out 2 minutes into the third quarter. Subbed them all out for the second unit. That speaks volumes, man. Luke Walton's not playing games. He doesn't want these guys to just go out there and expect a W. You have to earn that W. And this starting lineup just didn't do it tonight, man. It was disappointing. Deangelo couldn't get buckets. Randall got buckets. I'm not going to talk crap on Randall. He did amazing today. Nick Young did his thing. Mozgov kind of did his thing. Basically, what I'm trying to say is something's not working in this rotation, and there needs to be a switch up in this rotation, or maybe a trade, potentially. Little side note, I was watching Colin Cowherd today. If you guys watch him, shout out to you. He's basically, if you don't know him, he has a show on Fox. He's pretty credible. You know, he talks about the NFL, the NBA, basically all sports related news. And according to him, he has some insiders that say that the Lakers are not sold on Deangelo, and Deangelo is kind of on the market. I hope that's not true because I do see potential in Deangelo. I think he does have off games, but his potential is pretty high. But anyways, tonight wasn't a great game for him, and just it wasn't a great game for the Lakers. So I'm going to break it down into why basically we lost by 40 points and Also break down the pros and the cons of the players. So let's start out with Deangelo Russell. Let's put it this way. The first quarter he was playing well. He was passing the ball properly. He wasn't taking contested shots. I don't even think he attempted a field goal in the first quarter. He was basically just trying to get his teammates involved. And I give him major props for that, because in the beginning of the season, he was just taking three-point shots. He wasn't really smart with his shot selection. He improved on that. I mean, in the second quarter, he started going for layups. He started going for those mid-range shots, and he basically took high percentage looks. He made those high percentage looks, I would rather say. And I like seeing that. I like seeing him use his size to his advantage. I would like to see Deangelo Russell use his post-game abilities more. I know he can do it. He's a 6'4" guard. He used it against Damian Lillard in that Portland Trailblazer game, and it proved to work. So I think that he needs to put more of an effort in that part of his game. Another con Deangelo Russell has is his defending, man. It is atrocious. It is as bad as James Harden's defense, in my opinion. Also, James Harden, he's not a terrible defender. He just focuses too much on offense, but that's a topic for another video. Deangelo Russell is terrible at defense. He leaves his man open. He can't stay in front of his man. Tonight, it wasn't the only night he couldn't stay in front of his man, and I kind of give him a pass. I mean, Tony Parker is really hard to guard. He's a really crafty little quick guy, but in general, Deangelo Russell just can't stay in front of guards. He needs to work on that. A lot of point guards have a time of their life going up against D'Lo, and I think it might affect D'Lo pretty soon mentally, and I hope that he puts an effort, more of an effort on the defensive end. So those are my pros and cons on D'Lo. He's taking more efficient shots. He's starting to get his players more involved, but a con definitely is his defense. And also, towards the end of the games, he makes irrational decisions. He starts turning the ball over, but that's only natural with a young rookie point guard. I mean, the point guard position is the hardest position in the league. Anyways, moving on. Julius Randle had a fantastic game, man. I'm starting to call this man Mr. Consistent, not Jordan Clarkson. I used to call Jordan Clarkson Mr. Consistent, but Julius Randle, he's doing a good job. He's filling up that stat sheet. Granted, we didn't get the W, but he did a lot of the right things. He was great in the transition game. I think we should start using him more as our offensive weapon, because this guy, when he's coming at you with the ball on transition, you can't stop him. It's LeBron James-esque, and he's no LeBron. Trust me, he's never gonna beat LeBron, but he has some of those skills where when he's coming at you with the ball, he can kind of handle it like a guard. He can shoot it from the mid-range. He can't shoot the three. He can post up on you. He dunks on you. He's strong. Julius Randle is starting to live up to the potential I saw in him, and I love seeing that. A con in Julius Randle would again be his decision making, which I think comes with time, comes as you mature in this league. It's hard to just be right off the bat smart. It's really rare. Not right off the bat smart. What am I saying? Right off the bat making the right decisions in the league, because you can't have every player be like LeBron James. Come on now. But anyways, Julius Randle is doing a fantastic job ever since the birth of his son. I know that sounds kind of weird to say, but it's true. Ever since the birth of his son, he's really picked up his game. And he also went on notes saying that because of his poor efficiency during the game in Portland, the last game I just talked about, he wanted to bounce back, and he did. He scored, I think, 23 points, got a couple boards and assists. So props to you, Julius Randle. Fantastic job. Next player I want to talk about is Ingram. I think Ingram is improving in all aspects of his game. The last couple games, actually, he's been shooting over 40%, averaging more than 12 points per game. He's starting to shoot the three properly, and he's kind of like a playmaking small forward, which you need. This league is now, with Giannis Antetokounmpo, with LeBron James, with Paul George, is really wing-oriented, wings that can play make, and he can do that. So I'm glad, you know, Ingram's starting to live up to that potential. I always saw it, and for those of you that think that we were calling him a bust in our last video, you obviously didn't watch the whole video. We, in fact, were calling him the opposite. We were speaking volumes about his game. We were saying this man has the potential to be KD-esque. Probably not as good of a scorer as KD, but he'll be up there. He'll be in those ranks, hopefully. But that's that video. I'm just talking about Brandon Ingram in this game, and he proved to be great. I mean, he can only do so much with the age he's at and the experience that he's had so far. So props to Ingram. A con in Ingram, I guess. I mean, it's hard to think of a con with this guy, but a con with Brandon Ingram would be that... This is hard. A con with Brandon Ingram would basically just be he needs to work on using his body more to his advantage. Try to draw some more fouls while you're out there. Don't settle for the long ball too much, you know, don't take too many of those long range shots. Just drive to the paint and basically draw contact. That's it. Props to you, Brandon Ingram. You did a good job, man. I mean, Brandon Ingram is my favorite player on this roster, and I think he'll be my favorite player for a long time. Next, I want to talk about Jordan Clarkson. he's a guy that can do it all. I think he's not good at one thing, but he's good at most things. Like, he can do everything pretty efficiently, but he doesn't have one supreme talent, and that's really good to have, especially since he's coming off the bench. He can help you in many ways. You know, Clarkson's Clarkson. He is what he is. I think that he will improve once our starting lineup improves, once the other players around him improve. He can only do so much on his own, guys. So JC, I love him. Screams LA to me. You're doing a good job. You did a great job today, actually. You scored a couple buckets. You did your thing. So yeah, he shows heart. So basically, that's about it, guys. I think I covered most of the main players. Nick Young, he got his buckets. You know, you don't expect much from Nick Young except to shoot those threes, which he did. Luol Deng, he's slowly improving his game as well. Mozgov just gets in too much foul trouble. And one more player I want to talk about before we end this video is Evita Zubov. This guy, he came in and he was getting buckets, man. Damn, that D-League he's improving in there, and he's starting to show it in the league. Obviously, he's not ready yet. He'll improve, but man, dude, Evita Zubov, props to you. I really think this guy can be something in the league. Hopefully, I'm optimistic. But looking back in hindsight, we were going to lose this game. The Spurs are a well-oiled machine, and we're just a machine trying to get running. So eventually we'll be there. We'll be there. Just give it time. Don't give up on this young core. You know, there's going to be nights like this. I knew there was going to be nights like this. Basically, that's it, guys. I can't think of anything else to say. Don't trade anyone, please. If the sources that Colin Cowherd was reportedly saying is true, I really hope that the front office doesn't make an irrational decision, which I don't think they will. And yeah, that's about it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe as always. Comment down below if you had any refuting thoughts, if you want to tell me something that I didn't go over in this video. And follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, all those things YouTubers say, I guess. And yeah, that's about it. Take your boy Ace, signing out. Peace. Shout out to you if you made it all the way to the end of this video. And if you did, comment down below Arizona. Confuse the hell out of people. The reason I'm uploading this weird segment to the video is because we have an announcement here at the Laker guys. I probably should have put this at the beginning of the video, but I forgot to mention it. Basically, a video like you saw right now is going to be more consistent on this channel because we just want to keep on uploading. Sometimes Waldo and I can't really meet up, and it's hard to schedule these videos, and we don't want to compromise the consistency on this channel. So every now and then you're going to see uploads like this from both of us, and it doesn't just have to be Laker post-game videos. It can be anything ranging from any topic in the NBA. We can be talking about the Warriors versus the Cavs, player comparisons, etc., stuff like that. So if you enjoy content like that, then that's awesome, and leave a like as always and subscribe. I think I said that 5 times in this video, but never hurts. Alright guys, catch you later.